All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the quest. I am PS Quest, and this is Crypto Quest. The last stream I shared with you guys some amazing projects that are happening on the AVAX network, the Avalanche network right now. And just a quick recap of those projects and the price action since last Friday when I talked about them. I talked about Pangolin, which is basically the Uniswap of Avalanche. And when I talked about it, it was $2.61, and right now it's $3.21. So it's up about 20% since then. I spoke about the Nifty X protocol, which is also called Shroom. And that was at 40 cents, and now it's at 44, almost 45 cents. So that's up 10% from when I talked about it. I talked about GameSwap, which is the NFT minting platform on Avalanche. And that was at $1.33 when I talked about it. Now it's at $1.41. So another 10% up almost. And I also spoke about Penguin Finance. When I spoke about Penguin Finance, it was at $1.31, and today it's at $2.31. So it went up a full dollar, which is almost double where it was. I think that's probably about 80% up, 70 to 80% higher than it was whenever I introduced this project to my viewers here. So that's really good news. Lastly, the project I talked about was Snowball, and this is the OG platform for minting stable coins, and it's also kind of an AMM. It's a market maker. It has governance capabilities as well, and this was at a mere 92 cents whenever I talked about it, and today $1.89. So that would be about a 130% increase since I spoke about this project. So the point of all this is that there are so many beautiful projects that are happening on networks like Avalanche. And when we see these layer 1 networks get adopted, we're definitely going to see projects like Snowball, the smaller projects that are happening underneath the network of the umbrella of the Avalanche. We'll see those move much more than the main token or the main coin will move. So today, I wanted to talk about the Cosmos ecosystem, which is very exciting as well. And again, guys, all it takes is knowledge about the ecosystem for insane gains to be had by the projects that lie within. So I hope that this upcoming overview is helpful as well. Now, we haven't seen Atom be adopted quite as much as I had expected by today, but this week we will definitely see more because we're just seeing more institutional adoption now in the space of the Layer 1 projects, and Atom is definitely on the radar of a lot of the big buyers. So if we look at Atom and the price of where it is today, it does have the same kind of horseshoe pattern, I would say, that the other project, Avalanche, had as well. But if you can see, AVAX, of course, went much higher. Now, Atom, I have a very strong feeling we're going to see a nice uptick here because there's just so many projects right now that are happening. So let's do a quick review of what Cosmos is. It's basically a layer 0 or a layer 1 solution. It bills itself as a project that solves some of the hardest problems, which is scalability, speed, and of course, environmental impact of the proof of work protocols. Now, it is an old school platform dated back to 2014 when Tendermint, which was a core contributor to the network, was founded, and they still have this kind of developer-friendly tool that a lot of projects are now being built on. So Tendermint, the gateway to the Cosmos ecosystem, was founded by the same folks, and now Cosmos is really described as blockchain 3.0. And it's kind of a little bit different than the other layer 1s because it's more focused on interoperability with other coins. And the network itself has been very, very liked by developers, which means a lot of adoptions coming soon. So if we do see a fundraiser of sorts or a hackathon or something like that with Cosmos, I think that we're going to see a whole lot more interest and adoption in this network. So if we want to take a look at what's happening within the network, let's say Cosmos goes up another 10, 15, 20, 30%. Institutions are going crazy. Everyone's loving it. Cosmos is $30, and that's nice. Maybe you get 51% returns. But you have to look within and find out, well, what's going on within the ecosystem that's making more than the 50% returns, like the snowballs of Avalanche, for example, which is making 110, 120% returns as Avalanche goes up, maybe 40 or 50%. So to do that, I want to talk about a few different things. First one would be the higher market cap coins, like Sentinel, more established projects. Sentinel, which is code DVPN, that's the ticker. It's only 2 cents right now. It's got a 4 billion circulating supply. And what is Sentinel? It is a cryptocurrency that operates on the Ethereum platform, and it's also among the Cosmos ecosystem, the way that it's built. Now, Sentinel is a Cosmos-based global web of decentralized VPN, virtual private networks, built on peer-to-peer bandwidth sharing marketplace. So think about a decentralized VPN. I mean, a VPN is cool because it gives you privacy. It lets you kind of mask your IP under a different IP address, which is nice, and it's really privacy-centric. But what if it was decentralized and nobody, not even the company that's giving you the VPN, knows who you are, what your real IP address is? Well, that's the goal of Sentinel. So think about everything a VPN is and the reason why VPNs are popular in the first place, and kind of stepping that up several notches, and you get yourself the Sentinel network. Fantastic project. It's very cheap right now. It's only 2 cents. It's ranked 375 on the coin market cap, and it's something to keep an eye on. If Cosmos starts popping off, you better believe that the Sentinel network coin is going to go crazy as well. The next one I want to talk about is IrisNet. So IrisNet is the interchain service hub for next-gen dApps, built with the Cosmos SDK. SDK means software development kit. It's a very, very user-friendly, developer-friendly toolkit that Cosmos provides free of charge, open source for any developer to take part in, to use. Now, the Iris Hub enables cross-chain interoperability while providing modules that support DeFi. So it's like DeFi, but way better because it has interoperability. And of course, it is built on the Cosmos network. So with Cosmos in mind, meaning that it's basically intertwined with Cosmos and with the price of Cosmos. So taking a look at some of the projects that are happening here, super excited to announce the integration of Chainlink to the Uptick network. That's very cool. We also have oracles. That means that we're getting oracles on board here. Interoperability has taken another step. Kepler users can now explore Iris Network's coin swap. So this stuff is all in the works, and these projects have insane potential to just go anywhere you can imagine. Right now, 12 cents. There's a billion of them circulating. If we look at the chart for where it is, yes, it has climbed up pretty much on a similar path to Bitcoin. I mean, it looks kind of like the Bitcoin chart, where we had the big all-time high and then the big dip and then the climb back up to about halfway there, except that we're not halfway there yet. And this is definitely something to keep an eye on. IrisNet, its interoperability is always something that every project developer needs. Every developer needs to look at this. And even on the user side of things, users will love interoperability when it comes especially to DeFi, because people hate having the silos of blockchains that they can only use, Uniswap can only use ETH. Why can't we just have everything, So this is something Iris Network is working on. Another cool project that is on the Cosmos ecosystem is Starname. Starname is pretty low ranked at 951. It's got 95 million circulating supply, and it's only 11 cents. So yeah, the market cap is very low. It's not one of the high caps. It's definitely a lower cap. It's not the cheapest, but it is pretty low. So if we look at Starname, what is Starname? Well, it's a reserve your crypto name platform. So it's a user ID platform. eventually in Web3, we're going to have to see more user-friendly access, a better interface to connect with Web3. And to do that, we're probably going to need things like usernames, so that we can have one ID and go into multiple different blockchain platforms. So the cool thing, like I mentioned earlier about Cosmos, is that it is really interoperability focused. And that means the projects that are being built on Cosmos are also interoperability focused. So Starname is pretty cool because it takes into consideration that in the future we will have a lot of interoperability to and between blockchains. And they see this as a problem arising from the user's standpoint. Well, why can't we just have one user ID that we can use that's decentralized and that's on the blockchain, that's almost like an NFT, I would imagine, that you can use to access these DeFi applications or whatever projects that are being built on different blockchains. That would be very cool. So it is described as Starname as a universal username for the blockchain world. It enables users to receive cryptocurrencies or to log into blockchain applications in a seamless way. Transferring value becomes fast and easy. So this is something that we can't really have a vision for right now, but in the future, I think that the vision for this is really quite nice. So they're looking maybe a year, 2, 3, 5 years down the road when blockchain is super adopted and it's very interoperable and all the interoperability is connected well, and users are trying to have a more user-friendly experience when they're dealing with Web3. And so for them to already have this kind of launched and for them to already be in this niche is pretty cool. What could the price do? Who knows? But like I said, it's a pretty cool project and definitely something to keep an eye on, especially if Cosmos takes off. So the next project I want to talk about is SifChain. Now SifChain is a very low ranked 2864. This is a low cap alt token that is on the Cosmos network. So what is SifChain? Well, it aims to be the first omni-chain DEX, targeting 20 to 25 blockchains for cross-chain integration. The targeted blockchains represent the overwhelming majority of all cryptocurrency trading volume, meaning that whole cryptocurrency's liquidity can be accessed on-chain through the SifDex, through the SifChain DEX. So it is a decentralized exchange, and it combines liquidity pools and order books for optimal order execution while implementing adaptive automated market makers for limit orders and token swaps. It is basically like Thorchain, like Rune, which I did a video on. You guys can check it out down below. And it says it's inspired by Thorchain, as a matter of fact. So it is the world's first omni-chain, decentralized exchange, inspired by Thorchain and built on Cosmos. So yes, the price is very low right now, 42 cents, with only 83 million of them, putting it at a market cap of, shouldn't be 27 million, it should be a little bit more than that. But putting it at a very low ranked market cap. Something that has massive potential to absolutely explode if Cosmos is adopted by more institutions, governments, people, companies, you name it. I mean, whoever is purchasing Cosmos and funding it, and also the developers are funding Cosmos. So really, with more adoption and more interest, this is going to absolutely drive the price of something like SifChain up. And the great thing is it's kind of circular, because if people start using SifChain, well, guess what? It's going to drive the price of Cosmos up. And if people use Cosmos, it's going to drive the price of SifChain up. So it's a nice thing. It's a nice way that the ecosystem works. And if we look at the price, yeah, we're way off from the all-time high on this. Lots of potential. Again, lots of risk. Anytime we get below 1,000, I would say anytime we get below 500 on the ranks, you're looking at some very volatile coins with pretty high risk. But if we look at the chart, it's not that crazy in terms of volatility. See, this is volume, so there's not so much volume. I mean, the volume is so low. That's something that will increase, of course, whenever we see more adoption with Cosmos. So something to keep an eye on, absolutely. The last project I want to talk about that's really awesome on Cosmos is CertiK. CTK. So CertiK chain is a security-first delegated proof-of-stake blockchain. And if we look here, it's decentralized security solutions, securing the DeFi ecosystem. It's called a security oracle. So we know Chainlink is an oracle. This is a security oracle. It's the world's first security oracle, and it's well integrated within the Cosmos ecosystem. So something to look at as really essential for developers and really essential for users too, who want to protect their information, and for developers also who want to protect their information and their work. This would have a lot of adoption. So the rank 333, it is on the higher side. We're looking at a 56 million circulating supply. The market cap is 127 million right now. Price 227. It's got room to grow. For judging from the charts, yeah, we could easily see this going up to $3 to $4 as long as Cosmos is adopted and makes that nice horseshoe that AVAX did last week. So again, none of this is financial advice. This is education. This is for entertainment purposes and also education purposes, so you guys know where to look. Because like I talked about at the beginning of the video, we saw Avalanche popping off like crazy. We saw tons of adoption. We saw lots of green candles with Avalanche. And in fact, the run has slowed down a little bit, but my goodness, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of green candles for Avalanche. Big green candles too. I mean, this is a lot. This is massive increases. Now, when we see this on the Layer 1 project, we have to say to ourselves, yes, it's cool to invest here and make 100%, or we can look at the projects that are actually driving this kind of pump, and we could make 200%, 300%, 400%. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want people to know and people to look at when they see a Layer 1 option. Because the narrative right now really is Layer 1 options. Layer 1 blockchain projects are going crazy right now. They are definitely popping off, and they're getting a lot of adoption. So as we see that continue, we're only going to see more adoption of the projects that are held within. So I've talked about AVAX. I've talked about now Cosmos. I will be talking about Harmony 1, which is an awesome project. I hope this overview of these awesome up-and-coming projects proves to be informational for everyone, and I personally will be keeping a close eye on the projects, especially as we see Atom gaining adoption. So the next stream, I will be talking about Harmony 1, among other Layer 1 network solutions. And Harmony 1 really is destined to have major institutional and retail interest very soon. So keep an eye out for that, and until next time, keep your portfolio strong and your hands stronger.